We in the house again or one more?
No.
Okay.
No,
No, hold on. No, I got some online.
You want something? No, you good? Okay, come on.
All right. I think this let me see. Genesis chapter 38. Can you explain what's happening? Oh, man. No, hold on. The screen want to dim by itself. Okay, Genesis chapter 38. Can you explain what's happening and the significance? Like, why did it displease God for him spilling his seed? Also, verse 16. Elamite, whose name was Hezekiah, and Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua, and he took her and went in unto her, and she conceived and bare a son, and he called his name Er. And she conceived again and bare a son, and she called his name Onan. And she yet again conceived and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was at Chezib when she bare him. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother.
Yeah, so that really was the whole thing with the seed and all that. That was to keep the nationhood, each tribe together. Mm-hmm. So that's what that was. So you raised up children. That was part of the law. Hold on, we'll go back there. Go to Deuteronomy. Because this was this shows you here. This stuff has always been in the law. This is part of the law. Deuteronomy 25, I think it is. Let me see.
Yeah, uniform.
Deuteronomy 25, I think verse 5. 25 and 5. Go ahead.
If brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her, and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brothers unto her.
See, that's part of the law. That's what that is. That was part of the law that, what the Lord doing, just trying to keep the tribes and the nations together. So that was what that was. But go ahead.
And it shall be that the firstborn which he beareth shall succeed in the name of the brother which is dead.
So it goes to the brother who was passed away. So that his name and his stuff can continue, his legacy can carry on. So that's all that was. It ain't really towards, sin and adult. This was commissioned by God, as we can see. Right. This is Lord say this, but that ain't now. That's how it was. You did. This is what you had to do to keep the tribes together. But go ahead.
That his name be not put out of Israel.
Go ahead.
And if a man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate and to the elders, and say, My husband's brother refuses to raise up to his brother a name in Israel.
So that's what he did, right? He spilled his seed on the side, right? Judah, right? Mm-hmm. It was Judah's son, wasn't it? Yeah. He didn't want to, so he refused. This is what happened here. Go ahead.
He would not perform the duty of my husband's brother.
See, so that's the law. The duty of my husband's brother. This is part of the law. But go ahead.
Then the elders of the city shall call him and speak unto him, and if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face.
You see, this was serious right here. Go ahead.
Spit in his face, and shall answer and say, So shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house.
So that's what it is. We're supposed to be looking at each other, build up the name. Read verse 10.
And his name shall be called in Israel the house of him that hath his shoe loosed.
So that was a bad name if you didn't do that, because you're supposed to be keeping on your brother's legacy. So that's all that was. So you even see that, you know, Genesis was before Deuteronomy, but that law, they had to break it down and show you. So they had to show you that they had that law. Even before then, you could do that. So that's why it was looked up on him like that, because that's how they felt about it. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's just keeping the nationhood together. Right now, we don't even know who we are, so can't even keep that. But that's what that was. You know, that's keeping nationhoods and keeping tribes together, because they even had that too. They wanted you to marry within your tribe, and you stay within that tribe. You find it, you know, within the tribe. So it wasn't just like now most people talk now about don't marry other nation, other nationalities outside of that day. It was like marrying your tribe, because you're trying to keep the tribe and keep the stuff going. So that's what that was at, and that was at the beginning. So hopefully that edifies that.
Okay, I guess, yeah.
That's it on that one, okay. All right, she ain't it. She got it. Come on.
Yo.
Come on. No, come on. How you get that back? How you get that mic back? You know, you let it, why you? Come on.
She handed it to me at the same time saying the screen stopped.
Okay. The screen did freeze, but it's all good. It's back on, yeah. You got to refresh. That's all. Come up out of it and go back in. I can hear you. I don't even need to see you.
Okay, so my last question.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
You say you had a bunch of them. Now, you know, she threw that out there. You know, this is my last one. No, you said you had a whole plethora of lists. Not my last question is. Yeah, leave me alone. Okay.
All right, so when we celebrate Passover, are we supposed to have lamb or something like that? Because I have seen people like go back and forth on it. So when I was reading, it was like when they celebrated Passover in the Old Testament, the meat offering was a sin offering.
Yeah,
And
but
then in the New Testament, you know, it says that, you know, Jesus gave them the bread and said, "This is my body." So I'm trying to.
yeah, you do have some old school saying that, but you can't read that. I can't even read saying you don't have a lamb. You said no, you can't read that in there. That's, you know, you with it getting lamb. You know what I'm saying? But we know it's not the lamb, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's Jesus the lamb, right? So it's not even. You know, people get sidetracked on it. You know, you got to be careful, because they get sidetracked on thinking literally you got to have a lamb. If you don't have a lamb, you can't be saved. And it was never about the lamb. He's just showing you that he is the Lamb of God. You know, it's about Jesus, not the lamb. They didn't flip it and put it about the lamb. You know what I'm saying? It is more than about Jesus. But that's just how you get away from God, you know, because it's about Jesus. The lamb was the schoolmaster showing you to Christ, not the other way around. You need that lamb when you're taking the Passover. You ain't going to get your sins passed over because it's the lamb. No, it's not the lamb. It's the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it got nothing to do with that. We can, like I said, we can read some Hebrews, and yeah, it's just a schoolmaster on there. So the lamb is not. Trust me, lamb is, you know, the Lord, that's just the Lord showing them that, you know, showing them, giving them the pathway on how to, you know, recognize him, as he come in like a lamb to the slaughter. You know. So that.
So the sister asked about, can you give her clarity on verse 16 in that Genesis 38?
Genesis 38, 16. Okay.
She said, can you give her a little
More clarity. Okay. Genesis 38, 16.
Because I think she said the feed went out.
Okay. Okay.
In, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I don't even know where I left off at, but let me see. 38 and 16.
38.
Okay.
Well, chapter 38?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we went to Deuteronomy 25. I wonder, she probably didn't get that, right?
Yeah.
Probably went. I don't think she did. So we can go back. We can go back to Deuteronomy 25.
All right.
So let's read 16 though. Again, read 16, 16. Keep your spot. We're gonna keep. Yeah, read 38 and 16, and then we'll go back to what we read in Deuteronomy. Go ahead.
Okay. And he turned unto her by the way and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. for he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, what wilt thou give me, that thou mayest come in unto me?
Okay, so because what this is saying is, since she didn't raise up the seed unto the brother, she had to wait. So what Judah was, he said he gonna get his youngest son, but none of them did it, because that's what they raised up. Now we're gonna come back here. Go back to Deuteronomy 25, because that was part of the law. That was part of the law, because that's what you're supposed to do. This is the law right here. And I think you started at 6. I think that's where you started at. Let's see. No, 5. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. All right, brethren, if brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead should not marry unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother unto her.
So that's what was going on. So that's what's happening with her, this is what happened. He ended up not going into her. So what happened was he tried to get the brother going. He spilled the seed, right? He spilled the seed on the side. He didn't go into her. And we're going to go back to Deuteronomy and read some more of that. And because that's part of the law. It is, which I said earlier was, you're trying to keep nations together. You're trying to keep the tribes and all those tribes together. But that's part of the law. So he spilled his seed on the side. So then Judah, when he got his youngest son, and then she just got fed up because she was pretty much like a widow, and she couldn't go with nobody else because we read in there, you can't get in other nation, what we just read in Deuteronomy, right? Can't go on to other nations. She was just waiting and waiting and waiting. Well, it ended up happening. If a man does not like to take his brother's wife, then let his brother go up to the gate. So this is what happened. He didn't like it. Go ahead, finish that. My husband.
I'm sorry, Onan.
Onan. Okay, yeah, it is Onan. Okay, Onan. Earl was supposed to grow up and be first. He spilled the seed on the ground, so he didn't want to do it. Then go ahead. Where you at? Just start at 7. Over.
Deuteronomy 7.
Yeah, read 7. Over. Yeah.
And if the man like not to take his brother's wife,
This is what Onan was like, right? Go ahead.
then let his brother's wife go up unto the gates unto the elders and say, my husband's brother refused to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel.
So he didn't want to do that. Go ahead.
He would not perform the duty of my husband's brother.
The dude is law. This law is keeping the names and keeping all the tribes together. But that's the name of it. The duty of my husband's brother. But go ahead.
Then the elders of the city shall call him and speak unto him. And if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her.
So he's telling, I don't want her. That's what Onan was doing, right? But you see, the Lord didn't like that, right? Because he even killed him, right?
Yeah,
so he didn't
yeah.
like that. He didn't like it. So he said, I don't want to take her. The elder brother, what did they say? Go ahead.
Then shall his brother's wife come of the elders and loose his shoe from off his foot and spit in his face.
So she could, and that's really a horrible thing, The Lord even used that with Miriam,
Yeah.
Say spitting. We
Keep
can bring it
moving,
back
right?
again. We can
Yeah.
feed the people here, and we can
All
we can rewind it.
Yeah.
But I can wait for a second. We can wait.
All right.
Which we gonna read.